PTSD is very serious. I in no way intend to minimize it. However, I've always wished, having both led talk therapy sessions and been the recipient of talk therapy sessions, that there was some mythical way that you could just assist someone, climb right inside those memories and adjust and fix and help guide. So out of those thoughts was the idea that I could use this ENI system to realize that in a fictional way. Hey, it's the Chief bonding with board games and RPGs. We are going back into the Shamanic Clinician. Short description, I will be entering into a PTSD, post-traumatic stress patient's dreams through, let's just call it a hypnotic system where I'm able to enter the dream and try to assist them with their PTSD. I will be using the ENI structure, role-playing structure, to manage this. That means I will have one 4-sided die, one 6, 8, 10, 12, and 20-sided die. When a particular challenge comes up, I will roll one of these, my choice, and as long as I get a 4 or better, I'll succeed. You'll see how this works. Obviously, a 4-sided die, 25% chance of success. 20-sided die, 95% chance of success. I will also be using the Mythic Emulator system, a little blue cover pictured on the side of the screen somewhere, to both answer yes/no questions and to give me event, action, and subject for both random things and to help me play solo and fill out what I'm dealing with a particular patient. As I enter into the dream state with the patient, I know nothing, not even who they are, not what the problem is, none of that. Now, of course, I would know more if I had pre-met with them and done some things. I also had a subscriber, Never Fear 1911, suggest, hey, is there greater world building here? Are these just one-offs? And originally I thought, yeah, one-offs, but there is potential for greater world building. I could come back to the same individual multiple times, or if I fail, I will have to end the session out of exhaustion and come back later. But I thought, you know, what an interesting idea. So I've had an idea, and if some random events happen that are in my own mind, they may make themselves known, and this will be something that happens in this ethereal state that can be both good and very, very bad. So there is some things that might happen and that will have a larger meta thing over multiple episodes. Possible. Maybe it doesn't happen. When I go in, I need a structure. And so my very first thing I have to do as I enter the dream state of this patient is have first contact or gain the trust or gain the trust of the patient. So what I'm facing and then what I go into in the dream state. Second thing I'll be trying to do is overcome a simple challenge with this patient. Third will be discover the root problem. What is causing these post-traumatic stress disorders with the patient? And the 4, solve that root problem and then exit back out. Again, failure on my part will just end the session. I'm adding in another thing. ENI allows you to have like non-player characters, they call them something else, NPCs, to come in. But I wanted to bring in, since this is all kind of in the mystical element, I have this is real, so a stuffed animal given to me by my grandfather when I was probably 3. It literally says Bart, to Bart from Grandpa on it. I've almost tossed this several times over the years as I've gone through, you know, back from college or military. Hey, here's a bag of stuff. Why am I keeping this? It's from Grandpa. I've kept it. It even sits on a shelf up in a cabinet somewhere. But I thought, you know what would be cool? If I run into a problem, the idea that I have this object that goes way back to my childhood and has this intrinsic meaning, I can call upon the bulldog, the red bulldog, to join me. And if he does, red's my favorite color, by the way, maybe that's why, I don't know, he'll bring 2 20-sided die with him. and he'll enter into in whatever form. Again, a little odd, I know. So let's just get going. Let's jump in and see what happens. We've got percentile dice. So the very first thing I want to set up is, I don't know the dream I'm entering into. So what is it? What is going on here? I have no idea, so we're going to go 89. By the way, if I get doubles on something, I'll tell you. 89 is attract. So attract. And, 88. I'll cover the doubles here real quick, even though I don't want to apply here. Illusions. So my chaos factor in Mythic right now is 5. If I'd had doubles that were 55 or lower, 44, 33, that would have meant a random event would occur. This is above, so it won't. I'll just go in and look at attract illusions. And guidelines are I can roll 3 times on this to try to get an understanding. So as I'm coming into this dream, I'm seeing some type of something that's attracting illusions going on. I don't know what that is. 71, trick. Interesting. Trick. 28, pleasures. And I'm going to go one more time and then try to piece this together with what makes sense for me. And I know it might be different from you. 29. 29 is take. And 61, death. Wow. All right, let me think here. Attract illusions, trick pleasures, take death. All right, to me this seems rather dark and vice-like. So I'll go through. I think attracting illusions is an idea that I'm stepping into something that isn't matching what I know the patient suffered. And they're under this, in this dream state. It's an illusion of something that's, at least on the surface of what I know as the clinician, is not the facts. But I believe what I'm dealing with is, from take death, is that it's the person in this dream state, illusionary. They're attracting the death of their own soul, like it's being devoured. And under trick and pleasures, and this could be the nature of my law enforcement job, both of those tell me the trick is in, I'm using trick in the form of like prostitution, and pleasures the same way. So what I'm seeing here is the attraction of this illusions, yet the taking of death, the death of the individual soul. And I don't know exactly where that's, is it that they're in this dream, they're frequenting a lady of the evening, or are they themselves in that position? Because I don't even know if the patient at this point is male or female. So let's ask. It's a yes or no question. So we're going to go 50-50, cast factor of 5. Is the patient a woman? So if I get 50 or less, it's a yes. 58, so no. We have a male patient. Now, of course, I would know this as I'm sitting here with this patient, but I'm gone into the dream state. Male patient. And again, the emulator helps me answer things that I don't know playing solo. So we have a male patient. And I think I want one more clarification, because, boy, this attracting of this illusionary state of some type of, I'm going to just say it's some type of prostitution going on, and the death of the patient's soul is happening, which may be the key message here. So I have 15. 15 is gratify, still in that same mode. Gratify, and then sliding down to subject, 27, a project, a project. Gratify a project. All right. Well, either way, while this is in process, my first goal I have to achieve is that first contact, gain trust. Basically, I'm entering into the dream. And it's in this illusionary state. And it's confusing to me as this individual's got all these attracted illusions going on, but I'm able to pick up what appears to be their own, like, death of their soul, as if they're consuming themselves. And I don't know, again, what the trick pleasures, although I have the idea, would be. I think I will attempt to enter in just as a friend that is known, that I would have gotten from a prior just talk therapy session with this individual. So I'm going to try to attempt to enter as a friend. And I want to go with just, there's a name system in the back here that can just give me some random charts. I do like random charts for a name. So we're just going to go with names, and I just want a first name. It's a 20-sided die, and 5. Under 5, I could have Bolt, Curia, or Dash. We'll go with Bolt. All right, Bolt. And under that same chart, I want a name for the individual. And we'll go with the third column here, just randomly. 2 is Dell. So Dell, male patient named Dell. And I think me simply coming in as Bolt, Dell's friend from the past. Boy, this seems like a challenging, if I'm entering into this death of the soul and the attraction of illusions. Right off the bat, I think I'm going to go with a 20-sided die. By the way, I'm starting with no ENIs. Silver ENIs will give me a +1 to a die roll. A gold ENI lets me re-roll a die. As I roll this 20, it'll be spent and out of the game. So I'm just working in as his friend, Dell's friend, Bolt, just with a simple, soothing tone of Dell, I'm here with you. And a 9. So this is graduated. The higher the number, the better. If I get a perfect, the top end, in this case a 20, there's even a chart I will look at. But I've got 9, which is fairly good. We're middle of the road, just a little bit below. So I think in this illusionary state, this what appears to be a painful state, I'm even going to go as far as I can down the road that the patient, that Dell, is in this state seeking pleasures illicitly. And it's, at least in this illusionary state, it is not solving the problem. It is devouring his soul or killing his soul. Whether this reflects what he's doing in real life or not, it may not. But in this dream state that he's entered into, this is the torture that he's giving, or that is happening to him. So I think Bolt comes in and says, successfully, step outside with me, and let's walk and talk. Which sounds good, and it's achieved. So I'm walking and talking with Dell. However, we're still in this attract illusions. And what I'm picturing is, as we're walking and talking, it's as if it's down a seedy red light district alley. And as we walk and talk, this illusionary attraction of women, in this case, are continually trying to pull him off this walking path and into these seedy little doorways along the alley, these red light establishments. Interesting. So I think that is spent, by the way. It goes away. What I need to do is to overcome a simple challenge, the second phase. I think I need to get his focus, Dell's focus on me, and to try to start to discuss the problem and avoid these abstractions. So, knowing that he's being pulled, tricked, pleasures are pulling him away from what the problem is, as if he doesn't want to face it. I believe that's what it is. It's an attempt to cover. So, to overcome the simple challenge, I think I'm going to step in as one of these ladies steps up, alluringly to attract Dell away. I'm going to boldly insert myself only to the illusion and tell them that that this is my time with Dell, and to step back and to give us room to breathe. We'll try that. I don't want to go with this 12-sided die. I think I'm going to try an 8-sided die and see. I don't think I'm in too much of a danger area. I'm going after the illusionary thought, exerting some control over that illusion to try to keep him on this front and narrow path and able to discuss without all this continued assaulting distractions that's coming at him. A 7, not quite perfect, but very, very good. So I think not only does that illusion of the trick attraction step back away, but almost the street opens a little wider, and these establishments push back just a little bit. And I'm asking Dell to tell me where he is, because this is definitely, this dark red alley, red lit alley zone is seedy. It's an underbelly. It's criminality, and what we're there for a reason. So I like that. It's the seediness, the criminality, dark, foreboding, and that attract illusion. It's at the same time somewhat attractive, or the pulling wise, like he's being pulled into this world. So what does that mean? 76, mistrust. Okay, I like that. Mistrust for Dell. And 96, the public. Okay, so a mistrust for the public. And I've achieved, by the way, both 1 and 2. I've gained trust, first contact, overcome the simple challenge. The streets have opened up, and now there is a dialogue. And I'm hoping here to discover at least an idea of what some root problems are. A mistrust of public. Okay, that can happen a lot of times. So I can imagine I've seen military get to that point where they see the public as outsiders, as civilians in a derogatory sense. I've seen that with some law enforcement. You see too much in law enforcement, and sometimes you can get jaded. It could be this. I don't know what's going on here. So we have 1 is attainment. Ooh, 33, which will be a double, which we will resolve here in a second. Lies. And 1 more. 37, a struggle. And 92, animals. All right, one thing I'm also going to do here is I'm going to pause right as we're getting in to discover what the root problem is. I had a viewer, so we'll try this, suggest cutting these episodes in half just so they're a little more digestible. So a part 1, part 2, about 20 minutes in. And we're going to try that here. So I will pause, and when we come back, we will look at what these 3 items mean for the root cause of the issue. We'll try to figure that out. All right. Hopefully you come back then. Again, please thumb it. Comment, questions, ideas, perspectives, how odd something is, how I interpret it different from how you would interpret it. Didn't know it. Who knows? Comment on any of that. Please do subscribe. These are very different type episodes. I get it. But the more that you trigger the algorithm with liking, subscribing, and commenting, the more people that will get to see it, or at least have the option to see it. Options. All right. We'll be back with part 2 in a few days.